Hello, world, and welcome to another episode of Focusology. I'm your host, Wolfrey, aka Nightwolf. Yeah, I know it's been a while. I apologize. I've just been dealing with a couple of things spiritually, so I just pretty much just went off the map. Other than that, just been sucked into work and all the bullshit that comes along with it as being a truck driver. Um, Other than that, I'm back naturally. I'll be doing my episodes periodically as usual. Unless somebody has something to talk about, hit me up, let me know. Today's episode, naturally I'm just going to be talking about the whole theory on simulations. Not for too long. I might switch into a couple of other things as well. Um, One thought came to me. I was talking with one of my brothers about it, and I was just like, what if we're all supreme beings and we're just so bored with knowing everything that we decided to play a game where we enter inside of these bodies that we're in, and the game pretty much is to see if you can get back to your supreme self. And he was telling me about this movie, which one was it? I think it was War Game, something like that. And pretty much he was like, the best, like they said in the movie, the best way to play the game is to not play at all. I understand it, but still, what if? Like, what if we reach all of the high dimensions and everything like that? Like, the highest dimension of all. Even like on that movie Lucy, where she could use 100% of her brain and pretty much she didn't exist at all, but she existed everywhere. What if we are them individuals and it's just like, yo, I know what you're thinking. Yeah, I know what you're thinking as well. So how about it? How about we all just meet up and create a Sims that we have to get out of to get back to ourselves? And I mean, if anybody looks at social media now with everything that's going on, naturally you got this regular bullshit, ass shakings, and all of the crimes and shit that's going on. But there's been a lot of awakenings as well. A lot of people talking about things, I mean, it's been going on for a while, but right now it's like a big boom for just spiritual growth and loving yourself and respecting yourself and learning how to get into your higher being, how to get in tune with your higher being, and how to open up all of the chakras and align them and this and that. So what if throughout the game, like most games, there's an Easter egg? Like that movie Ready Player One, you know, but not only are we the people that created this game, but in the midst of seeing the fact that, yo, alright, we're in this shit, but we're too into it. It's just like fucking Swords Art Online, in a sense, where if you die in a game, you die in real life. And in our true life, unfortunately, we're so sucked into the fucking game that we are actually dying in our supreme entity forms. So, I mean, that's just what I feel. It's just like, we have the capabilities of doing some amazing things. One's getting into deeper forms of meditation. One's taking shrooms, fucking DMTs, ayahuasca, and all of this other stuff that helps open ourselves up to being able to reach our higher self. Why couldn't we already be our higher selves and just bored of being there because of knowing everything, being able to see and sense every fucking thing that is just like, I've been doing this shit for decades, for eons or whatever, however long it is, because allegedly in the spiritual realm, if one passes and hasn't fully completed their destiny, their life still goes on. They just go into another body. So what if we are just still, like I said, supreme beings that are just bored of knowing every single thing and just want to be able to experience going all the way back to not knowing. But the main thing is seeing who has the potential and getting into their original selves. And everybody else has their own thing, but that's just one thing that has just been sticking in my head for the longest. And I talked with a couple of my friends about it, and I just said, fuck it, I might as well do a podcast on it. And that's what I'm doing. So, getting into the thing about Ready Player One is the fact that, you know, as time passes, I do believe it's going to be on some Ready Player One or Wally type shit. Was it Wally? I think it was Wally, where everybody was just like all fat and lazy and just lived in virtual reality because that's all they could do. Like, they could barely lift up a damn finger unless they're eating something or pressing a button. Or, with the way the things that's going now, you know, especially in America, and dealing with these other countries and everybody not wanting to, you know, use the U.S. currency anymore, what if we just become that place where we have to live life through virtual reality? Like, yeah, everybody has their personalities and all of that stuff, and everybody wants to be seen. But on the same note, it's like, all right, for all of those who aren't seen and living in this virtual reality world, being in a place where you could create an avatar and do whatever the hell you want, be however you want, and not really have to deal with responsibilities. But then even your responsibilities start clicking into you playing the damn game and start actually getting money off of it, which is what a lot of people is doing. So, I mean, I do like the concept of Ready Player One. I know it came out a while ago. I just like the, you know, the 70s and 80s music. Fact that everybody just, I mean, it was messed up that there was a lot of poverty there, and pretty much everybody was just sucked into living in that. But it's just like we escape life every single day by finding other things to do. You know, no difference than like Halloween. Everybody waits for Halloween to dress up. Why the fuck can't we do it every single day? Which is the reason why it's like you suppress who you are. And being in a virtual reality world, you don't need to suppress who you are. You could be exactly who and how you are, voice your opinion the ways that you want to, and stuff like that. Sorry for the noise that you hear in the background. Right now, I'm walking around getting my food ready for me to eat for the night. But, yeah, just, I mean, and even just the fact on everything that went on inside of the movie of the main creator passing away and having an Easter egg hunt, and just seeing truly out of all of the people, who really knows him? One, two, who really understands to sort of keep things traditional in a sense. Like, you know, you don't have to be crazy with things. It doesn't have to make much of a change. Just be at peace. And that's it. So, you know, I definitely Ready Player One was one of my favorite movies that I've seen. You know, naturally everybody can talk about The Matrix and stuff like that. I dig all of them movies. But Ready Player One, naturally, just because of every single part in it. Sorry about the noise once again. That took place where, you know, they was pretty much going through his background and going through his life story and everything, and, you know, playing out certain scenes. I definitely love the wars that they had. I love when they was at the disco dancing. I even like at the last war when they just started bringing out just everything. Every single video game character ever created, back from like Neo Geo and Nintendo, Super Nintendo, etc., etc., etc. But yeah, back into, I know, like I said, it's been a while, so I'm definitely going to be jumping into a couple of things. But the simulation theory and also just being of a higher entity. It's just like we all, I believe, I mean, some of us may not, I don't know, but a good majority of people feel that they're here for a purpose. A good majority of people feel that they are higher entities. They feel like they're supreme beings and everything. Now everybody's considering himself as a god. And even with that is like in the understanding of people saying that about themselves, and even in religious sense is like, religious is, to me, is sort of something where it like humbles you down to where you're not really egotistical and full of yourself, where you're just like, all right, I know I'm this, and then this is how everybody needs to treat me. This is how I need to be, and shit like that. Like, nah. It's not about understanding what you truly are and boosting yourself up that much. It's more so understanding it, but also really understanding yourself to the fullest extent possible and knowing all of your capabilities and not shitting on anybody else or not putting anybody else down and all. Naturally, one of the circulatory systems of life is just pretty much once understanding oneself and growth, and you have that peace within yourself, you teach it on to somebody else. And everybody's story is different naturally, but there's always something that connects us. Like I think it was last week or the week before, I was talking to somebody. I was talking with one of my friends, actually. It was last week, I believe. And I was explaining to him, like, if you look at our nerve systems, if you look at the structuring of a tree, it's pretty much the same. Even inside of animals, even though the formation is different, but everything is still the same. That's one thing about connectivity. Is like, there's always going to be something that resembles how connected we are with everything else. So it's just like, what do you do with that? What do you do once you get to your place of being able to find complete peace, serenity, tranquility within yourself and all? A lot of people be like, look, fuck it, I have it now. I don't want to be bothered with anybody. And I can understand that. But in the midst of things that's going on, it's like, why not help somebody else be able to find their peace? And even in the form of dealing with the simulation shit and trying to reach the higher places and all, like Swords Art Online, it was definitely a good anime. And pretty much in that, naturally there's really not too many animes where it's just like, all right, we're going to play this game, but in this game, if you die, you really die. And once they understood that, the dynamics of the whole fucking shit changed. The whole thought on, oh, it's just a video game, just went out of their heads. Even though they were still able to do things as within a video game, but if you was to get killed, then you're dead. So, it intensified everything tremendously. And I actually like that concept. It's just not something where it's just like, all right, I died, I could restart or put another quarter in, put 50 cents or whatever. Nowadays, games in the arcades is a lot more expensive, but, I'm an 80s baby, so shut the hell up. But, just the whole thing with that is just like, where do you go? What do you want to do? You want to be left alone? Do you want to help others out? That's anybody's decision. I mean, to me, I'm always going to say help out the next individual. There's not any of my friends, family, kids, whoever, even random people could come up to me, and if I have an answer for something, naturally I'm going to give it to them. I'm not going to keep it to myself. To me, I'm always going to advise anybody, reach the highest peace and the highest place within yourself and grow, continuously grow spiritually. And once you reach that peak, give yourself a moment. There's nothing wrong with that. Definitely give yourself a moment. But there's others out there, you know. And one thing I realized in entering the realm of spirituality, spiritual growth, and the fucking amazing roller coaster in which it gives, you know, definitely is a lot of ups and downs. Then it just slopes downs and then goes up and shit like that. Spins around, loops, etc., etc. And there's some moments where you just be like, I really thought that this is going to be something of me just being a supreme being, levitating, teleporting, fucking being able to have telekinetic powers and shit like that. And it's not. You know, I mean, maybe it gets to it eventually, but in the beginning parts with everything, and especially identifying yourself, working on your flaws and stuff like that, you know, once you get past the point of sitting there trying to create yourself to be a perfect individual, because I will let anybody know there's no such thing as perfection. Once you get past that, you learn to humble yourself. You calm down a bit, but you still start looking at things, seeing and feeling things differently. You know, it's like when I was driving today, while I was driving, I'm looking at the road and looking at the clouds, but in the midst of me looking at the clouds, it's like I wasn't moving forward. You know, it's a forward motion of moving backwards, sort of like a wormhole in a sense, but I don't even really know how to describe it better than what I just did. I was moving forward, but technically I wasn't moving forward. I was moving backwards, but from the image that I was seeing, I was moving forward. And the only thing that dawned on me on back to the Ready Player One was with the first Easter egg that he got after watching the footage, and the guy was just like, you know, why does everything have to be forward? Why can't we just go backwards really fast? Like, put the pedal to the metal and go backwards really fast. Now, I'm not saying for anybody who's driving to try to fucking shit and crash into somebody, no. But in that moment, when he did that, he did the whole race course backwards, finished and got the Easter egg. But that's the only thing that came to me when I was feeling that way. Like, I'm driving, moving forward, looking at the time go forward and all, but yet I feel like I'm moving backwards. And I don't really know what that is. If anybody is listening and seem to, you know, has an understanding on it, reach out to me and let me know. You know, other than that, this simulation thing is just weird. You know, one of my friends, she sent me this movie to watch called The Glitch in the Matrix. And in that, they were just speaking about pretty much things that, and understanding that living in the Matrix, they request to see things and stuff, and then it will happen. And I was also talking with one of my friends about it last week too, and I was explaining to him, like, with things that you request for in disbelief, you'll be able to see. And when you get excited, the moment that you decide to put emotions inside of it, it's not going to happen. Prime example, one day I was driving, I tried it out. After I watched the movie, I said, you know what? Fuck it, I'm going to try this glitch in the Matrix thing. And I just started naming out different color vehicles. I wanted to see like a neon green car. Then a neon green car came by. I wanted to see a pink truck. A fucking pink truck drove past me. And it just kept going and going and going. Even down to the point where I wanted to see a lady walking down the street with a poodle that had a purple mohawk. And I actually seen that. I said, okay, since all of that shit is working, naturally everybody goes to the financial thing. And I said, tomorrow I want to go to my bank account and I want to see at least minimum $50,000 in my savings, $10,000 in my check-ins. Not being greedy. I just wanted to see if the shit will work. But in me saying that, I felt the excitement inside of me, like, yo, if everything else is working, this shit is going to work. My inner child was speaking to me. You know, my inner child was excited. Like, we already done seen all this stuff. let's get some money. I'm like, you know what, fuck it, let's give it a try. So I went to the bank. I went to the bank the next day, looked at my account, and the only fucking thing that was in there was a check that I received for the week. And that shit pissed me off. So then I'm sitting there mad, cursing out the universe, cursing out the fucking creators of the simulation and all types of shit, like, you pieces of shit. How the fuck are you going to sit there and give me something, and then in the next moment, not give me nothing at all? Like, I don't deserve a fucking one-up for the moment. Like, give me my fucking mushroom for it a bit, like as if I'm Mario. Let me get a player up. Like, come on. But I understood in that moment, after I finished cursing everything out and everyone out, it's something about your emotions that keep you from being able to reach higher planes. And within that, it also stops a lot of people from being able to grow spiritually. It makes it even a lot harder. You know, the roller coaster is the best description on the spiritual journey, spiritual growth in general. You know, and even dealing with the whole simulation thing is pretty much connected. Like I said, probably in the first or second episode, that everything that we live inside of this world is all in one. You know, you got the simulation theory, you got the spiritual theory, you got fucking hell versus heaven, and witchcraft, and all. Everything is on this fucking planet. Everything is here. It's just like Grand Theft Auto meets fucking Minecraft meets Sims meets fucking Final Fantasy. It just has so much shit inside of this fucking world and on this planet. That is crazy, but it's something about the emotional part that prevents anything from being able to go forth in the ways that you want. So it's just like, how do you keep calm and not really in disbelief, but being able to have like a melatonin feeling towards everything for things to actually come to. You know, there's a lot of people who speak on affirmations and stuff like that, where, you know, you speak it into existence before even having it. You say that you have it and it comes. You know, there's no difference than praying. People pray for things and then eventually it comes. But is it in a sense of desperation? Is it in a sense of confidence? Is it in a sense of hope? What? You know, but which one of them, is it that helps you be able to receive what it is that you ask for? You know, so that's another thing that I've been thinking about. If anybody happens to have any thoughts on it, reach out to me. You know, I don't mind having conversations about this stuff with anybody. But yeah, the simulation thing mixed in with the spiritual thing, to me, it's all connected. Because the journeys are the same. The missions are the same. You know, you're just building up your character. You're building up, receiving whatever it is for you to be able to get to that 99 level. Like in most games and all, no matter what, it seems like they always go up to either 99, 999, 9,999, etc., etc. It's never really that 100, 1,000 individual with everything. I mean, there was a couple of games that I played back in the days. I used to fuck my brother up on it. What was it? Not Def Jam Vendetta, Fight Night. And you can max your player out. Everything is 100. You know, and me and him had both of our characters at 100, but I would still be whooping his ass to the point that he'd just be like, yo, I ain't fucking playing no more. But even with that, it's just still like, it's maxed out, but you can still be defeated. So what within oneself is it that you could do where you're not defeating yourself anymore, where you could break free from the simulation? You know, the whole thing on dealing with the Matrix is like, really awakening yourself and seeing what the truth is, but being able to go back in it regardless to you being able to feel, taste, touch, and even die and shit. The same thing like Swords Art Online was the same like the Matrix. You could taste it, you could smell it. You get killed in the Matrix, you get killed in real life. How do you awake from it into wherever it is that we really supposed to be? And if it is the game that I speak of us being higher entities, where the fuck do we get out of it? You know, there's a lot of people other than myself that's just tired. You know, they're going through the process of everything. They're learning, they're growing. But, you know, we all need a reprieve. And a lot of people would be like, look, man the fuck up, shut up. The reprieve and growth is just you being able to understand more and see more. That's the game. But in the physical aspect and living in this simulation, I'm speaking of is just the fact like we all do need a break. Fuck doing the vacations and going overseas or just staying at home for the week or 2 weeks or even a damn month. A break is needed. A moment of silence for everybody to be able at once to be able to just have peace. And then, however it goes from there, naturally it's going to go. You know, if this world or this life that we live in is as a video game, you just got to keep fucking them boss levels up. But the only difference is that it's nobody else on the outside, it's just yourself. So, that's certain things that, you know, that's some things that I came in tune with throughout the time of me not doing any podcasts and more so just really taking time within myself and trying just to repair certain things and just grow in other things and just remove myself from a lot of things as well. But in the midst of that, I bought me a shotgun, you know. I ain't gonna lie though, I am happy I got that shit. I do love it, it's a Stoger. And I'm just doing my research on that, you know, just little things. Just little things, you know, just from looking, having it so far and understanding like, alright, I got a 2 3/4 shell. Got a nice little kit. Does the job. Depends on the distance. It'll either completely open up something or just shoot a whole bunch of damn ball bearings at somebody or pellets, whatever the fuck you want to call it. But then you got the 3-inch shells that has a way much more better kick and definitely opens some shit up. And then that alone is just like, I mean, I know people like, all right, well, what does shotguns and a shotgun shell have to do with what the fuck you're talking about? Nothing at all, damn it. I'm just happy that I got me a fucking shotgun, all right? And that's it. Shut the hell up. But yeah, back to the simulation. It's just, sometimes things be seen and shown to you and you might be at disbelief. You try hard to not agree with what you're seeing, but it's there in front of you. And this is the reason why so many people is like, yo, they're seeing, I mean, I watched shit before where people was looking at birds stuck in one fucking place. Or planes stuck in one place and not moving. You know, certain things just stuck. And then eventually it just moves like nothing was to happen, as if a whole bunch of people hasn't already seen it, you know. So it's just a lot on this planet. There's a lot of things going on. It's a hell of a game that we are in. My only thing is, like I said, if we are the creators or whoever the creator is, help a motherfucker out for a moment. Give me the star. You know, that's what I want. The star doesn't even last long. The star just gives that individual a moment of pretty much invincibility. Like, in that moment for anybody, what would a lot of people do? Like, what would most people do if they could have, I think it was like for what? 25, 30 seconds. But what if you get 25 to maybe even 30 minutes of invincibility on some Mario shit? What would you do? For me, within that time, I'm not going to lie. Most people is going to go corrupt. And I'm not going to lie. I would be one of the corrupted people too. I'm going straight to the fucking bank. Okay? And that's it. I'm just taking a good amount of money. Why? Because I want to. And I need to. You know, yes, the most richest things that you could gain in life is knowing and growing in oneself. I agree. Physically though, one of the main gains you could have in life is a shitload of fucking money where you could purchase you some land, get your house built, and just disappear from every fucking body if you want to. And do whatever you want without being restricted or having somebody just right there next to you looking at you like, why are you doing that? None of your fucking business. You don't even have to explain yourself. Or, if you have any ability, what would it be? You know, would it be talking to animals, being able to breathe underwater, having the ability to control fire, electricity, wind, telekinetics, transporting, teleporting, what else? Superhuman speed, strength, invisibility. You get to pick two. What two would you pick? For me, I will pick teleportation and telekinetics. You know, there's plenty of places I would want to go and visit. And I would just want to teleport there. Naturally, I love traveling, but sometimes when you just want to get away for a bit and you really want to just fucking go, you are able to do it. You know, telekinetics, I want to really know and understand people that I talk to or come across or is in my life or whatever. Like, I want us to really be able to connect more than whatever we choose to say to each other. Even though it may, you know, it's sort of invading somebody's privacy. I get that. But in certain situations, like, I just want to know more of you. You know, I want to know if my family or friends and all is really there for me or not. You know, that's more so in protecting my inner child. Who's there for me, who's not. As they will know my thoughts as well. And, you know, everybody else, they could pick other things. You know, naturally, superhuman speed. I will pick that only because I want to be able to run across the ocean. Like, or fucking just run around the world. But certain things come with a price. You know, so naturally, superhuman speed, your metabolism is high as hell. So you definitely got to eat a shitload of food to maintain it. You know, telekinetics, naturally, is like, if you don't know how to turn it off, people's going to always be in your fucking head. You're going to always be in their head. And maybe you might just have a day where your head would just fucking explode from going crazy. You know, teleportation. What if you fuck up one day and decide to just get high as hell and teleport into the wrong shit? You know, maybe you be like, yo, dude, I'll fucking just go to the top of a mountain and just hang out and just get high. And teleport right there at a cliff. But then you're so fucking high, you don't know how to teleport, and you just fall off. Superhuman strength. You're strong as shit. What if you want to hug somebody that you care for? You know? You could do anything, lift up anything, move anything, but then you want to give somebody that you love a hug, and then you accidentally just pop their fucking body. You know? It's just, certain things come with its prices, but still, I would definitely pick telekinetics, but have more, you know, a good amount of control to be able to learn and know when to turn it off. And definitely teleportation. Like, if I had teleportation abilities while doing this fucking job, transporting all of these loads across country, I would be making a shitload more money. I wouldn't even need to think negative and want to rob a bank. I would just still do this job and teleport the loads. As soon as I would sit there and have the moment of strapping it down, tarping it down and everything like that, and teleport it to where it needs to go. Seriously, I would. But that's just me. Other than that, sorry I've been gone for a while. I'm definitely going to work on doing some more episodes and everything, and pretty soon I talked with a couple of friends of mine. They don't mind coming on, and when they're ready to, I'll have some episodes with them. But for now, this has been your host, Wolf Free, aka Night Wolf. And if you have any questions, if you have anything you want to talk about, you can reach out to me on Instagram at wolfree1. That is WOLFREE, the number 1 on Instagram. All right? You have a good one. Warrior and out.